Imagine this. You're minding your own business, running a small car rental place in a tiny town, when out of the blue, the cops show up at your door over something so ridiculous that it would make you laugh if it wasn't happening to you. I'm Alex, and I work for a local car rental store. It's just me here handling all the pickups, drop-offs, oil changes, you name it. Yesterday was like any other day until this lady called while I was out dropping off a customer at a body shop. She asked if I'd be back soon. Simple enough. But that's when things took an unexpected turn. 2 minutes later, she calls back. "Sir, I just can't let you do this," she says to me on the phone. "Do what?" I ask, utterly confused. "You abandoned the store, and I'm going to call the cops if you don't show up soon." I couldn't help but laugh at how absurd it sounded. And then she hangs up. 4 minutes later, I returned to find the police waiting with her. The look on their faces said it all. They were just as confused. "Sir," one officer asks me, "what's going on here?" "I have no idea," I reply. "You'll have to ask her." By now, she's visibly uncomfortable, realizing how ridiculous this whole situation is. She doesn't even try to come in after that moment of clarity. Maybe she realized she'd just had a manic episode. But that's when I discovered something that changed everything. This wasn't the first time something like this happened with her. There were other complaints from customers about similar behavior. The story escalated over time, with each incident showing how unreasonable and entitled she was becoming. One customer told me, "She actually said to my face, 'I deserve better service than what you're providing.' As if I'm supposed to just cater to her whims without any reservation." Another one chimed in. The response I got when I tried to explain the rules was, "Rules are for other people." And then there was that time she called on a Sunday knowing we were closed. She had the nerve to tell me, "This is an emergency and you need to open up now or else." I kept my cool, but it was getting harder with each incident. The frustration built up until I decided enough was enough. I started researching our rental policies and the local laws, I explained. And what they didn't realize was that not only do we have strict policies about reservations, but there are also regulations regarding false police reports. The final confrontation came a week later when she tried to make another scene, this time with more accusations and threats of calling the cops again. But by then, I had all my ducks in a row. When she called them, I calmly explained the situation, citing the specific clauses from our policies and local laws that backed me up. The police were not amused this time around. They informed her about the consequences of making false reports, 10,000 fines, and possibly even arrest. Her face fell as she realized how badly she had miscalculated. She tried to backtrack, but it was too late. "I'm sorry," she stammered, clearly defeated. And that's when I dropped the bombshell. "What you didn't know is that I work for the city council on a part-time basis. This isn't just some small-town car rental store. It's also where I handle complaints like yours." Her eyes widened in shock as she realized her fate was sealed. The police gave her a stern warning, and she left with her tail between her legs, no longer so confident or entitled. And that's how justice served this over-the-top customer. It wasn't about fighting back physically, it was about using the system to my advantage. Can you believe that? Sometimes all it takes is a little research and patience to turn things around in your favor. And when it comes to unreasonable people, sometimes they need to face their own consequences head on. So remember, whether it's dealing with an entitled neighbor or an overbearing customer, there's always a way to fight back within the system legally, reasonably, and effectively.